Welcome one and all to the McFitey Throwing Knife World Championship. This is one of the most anticipated events of the year. COVID-19 has shut down the entire sports world, but there's one competition that isn't going to be affected, and that's this one. I'm the Jay Shot. With me, as always, my broadcast partner, Lord Bumbleberry, and I know, as we were talking before, just a moment ago, you are very excited to see what happens this year.
Absolutely excited, Jay Shot. Obviously, I would prefer to be down in the arena with these two stallions, but there can be only two to determine who can be the only one. Maybe we'll take a look first at our returning champion. It's Hootie 5. Hootie 5, we know him from the top 10s. He's always throwing knives. Sometimes we wonder, why does he bring a gun at all? He's not using the thing.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's just there to distract from the edges, Jay Shot.
Yeah, and you know what? Really coming on strong is ScrillaThrilla, who has seemingly decided that he wants to be at the top of the pile when it comes to throwing knife prowess.
Well, he really came out of nowhere around the All-Star break. Early on in the season, nobody even talking about ScrillaThrilla, unless you were discussing submachine guns, in which case, yes, he's a champion of that world. He's a great competitor, yada, yada, yada. But he never really dabbled in the edged weapons. Hootie 5, he's been throwing blades since blades looked like tomahawks. ScrillaThrilla, he only started throwing these things accurately probably around February or March, Jay Shot.
And as I had mentioned, this is a very anticipated competition. I know, as you had mentioned before, you'd like to be in it, but ScrillaThrilla has really earned his chance to take on the top guy in the game, and that's Hootie 5. And any minute now, we're going to see those two stallions, those two titans of the throwing knife competition do battle. I know I'm excited. How are you feeling right now?
All I know is nothing gets the blood flowing like somebody flowing someone's blood with a big old throwing knife kill.
And with that said, let's get right into the action. We know that at Speedball, that's where you're going to find out who really is the top dog. There's nothing else in the way.
There's no hiding in Speedball. There's no camping. There's nowhere safe.
That's right.
The course is small. You're forced to compete, no matter how cowardly you might be.
It's a little bit of a slow start here. I mean, I know there's only two of them. It is a small map, though, but it seems to me like Hootie is holding back just a bit. He's hoping that ScrillaThrilla, who is the challenger, is going to make the first move, I believe.
Well, throwing knives is a lot like making love to a woman. You don't just throw it in. You need to do some foreplay first, and that's exactly what this is.
Is that the way it works? No wonder women hate me.
We got some action over in the corner, it looks like.
Look at that. ScrillaThrilla is on the board first. 1-0.
This is going to be the rocky start the champion, Hootie 5, did not want to get off to.
Oh my
But he
gosh.
makes the comeback as soon as the words are out of my mouth.
Beautiful. 1-1. Hootie doing a little bit of a parkour move on that one to try and
Jumping around like a Fortnite player, Jay Shot.
He absolutely is. These two are really taking their time to feel each other out. And, even though this could be a game that goes as high as 30 kills each, nobody wants to give up any ground.
Of course, we are working against the clock as well. There is a time limit on this match, so they need to get killing, and they need to get killing quick, Jay Shot.
Right now, I see that ScrillaThrilla, he made a bit of a move to try and follow Hootie 5, but it didn't pay off for him because Hootie knew he was there, turned around, and he really put the knife to him.
That is the nerves of the rookie showing early, Jay Shot. Let's see if he can bounce back in the later halves.
Oh, there it is right there.
It seems as soon as you say something negative about one of them, they hear you, and they prove you wrong instantly.
Hootie 5 with a pretty safe distance on that one. I mean, these are the ones that when I see him pull these off, I just know there's no point in throwing knives for me. He's always going to have my number here.
But the hope, of course, is that ScrillaThrilla maybe has his number, and right now it's a little too hard to tell, but that looks like he might be making a move.
Unbelievable. Takes first place once again, ScrillaThrilla.
Oh, that would have been beautiful. ScrillaThrilla with the defense. Hootie 5 coming in with the overhead shot. He misses. ScrillaThrilla, nerves of steel, waits. Easy plunk.
As you had mentioned before, Hootie seeming to adopt a little bit of a Fortnite kind of vibe here. Not paying off for him at the moment. He is down. ScrillaThrilla up with 6 kills.
Well, I gotta say, Jay Shot, as much as I love the Hootie 5, of course, we all despise Fortniters, so you almost want to see him get stabbed at this point.
That's right. Closing in on each other. You know what?
You can run, but you can't hide. A throwing knife's gonna find you. Oh! Like a serpent and waiting to bite an ankle. Hootie 5 with another kill.
This is a tight game. 7-6 right now. Hootie, the champion, stays on top. Now, a lot of the time you see this as a first to 10, but it's going to go much further than that.
Absolutely. You cannot determine greatness off of but 10 throws. You need a bit of a wider sample.
Holy, just like that, the ScrillaThrilla has moved into the lead. It's 8-7 for the challenger.
It looks like Hootie 5 employing the merry-go-round theory. Around and around he goes. Is there a knife waiting for him at the end of the rainbow, though? There it is from ScrillaThrilla.
Starting to pull away here, 9-8 for the challenger. Can he be the first one to 10?
This will be quite the upset if our returning champion Hootie 5 is dethroned in the first ever McFitey Throwing Knife Championship by the upstart.
That would be quite the upset to see the reigning champ go down in the first ever tournament. But look at that.
He not
becomes
going
the first
down
one
easy.
to 10, and he climbs up on top of a crate just to kind of show that he's not scared.
Well, it's important to remember, J-Shot, that he who has the high ground is the one who makes sure it's over.
That is Star Wars logic, unless we're talking about episode 1, of course.
Absolutely, J-Shot. You almost wonder, too, it's like they're attached to each other by magnets. They, of course, not using their radar, for no one is shooting gunshots. It's useless in this match, and yet they're always able to find each other. ScrillaThrilla on an absolute tear right now.
We were looking at 10-9 a moment ago, and ScrillaThrilla with 3 straight kills. He's moved up to 12. Hootie making a little bit of a comeback at this point, but the two have really picked up the pace here.
There's no blowout coming through in this game. A lot of times championships happen. The Eastern Conference way better than the Western Conference. You know who's going to win going in. But ladies and gentlemen, this is not basketball. It's the first ever McFitey Throwing Knife Championships. Oh, combining it with the power slide. That shows the tenacity of the veteran J-Shot.
It's hard to even understand what happened there. You know, as a throwing knife athlete yourself, I was just wondering about one thing, and that's that we seem to see Hootie taking more chances right now. He's actually down a couple of kills, but the two are moving a lot faster. They're making a lot more moves. Is he at a point right now where he's starting to kind of catch his groove and feel like he can take some more chances with the throwing knife? Is that what I'm seeing?
That is the experience of a veteran right there. It's important to remember, of course, Hootie 5, my first ever Padawan when it comes to throwing bladed weapons way back in the original Black Ops. But Hootie 5 coming along strong in all the years since.
Another thing I'm noticing is when he makes his kill, he gets out of dodge pretty quick. And I believe he thinks that he's got a good idea of where he's going to see his opponent spawn. Just there, that didn't pay off for him too much. ScrillaThrilla up with 18 kills now, and look at that just limp, dead body of Hootie.
Doesn't look good for him now. Getting back to the throw it and run, that of course is little brother mantra. Hootie 5, of course, he's not the youngest, but he is the middle. He would know a thing or two about punching people and then getting out of dodge.
I've always said the middle, that is the best, and if you want to argue it, tell me, what's the best part of an Oreo cookie? A lot of the time with Hootie, he's got that knife, it's ready to go. He's not waiting to cock that back when he sees his opponent.
Well, they say the early bird gets the worm, and when it comes to knives, he's got a fistful of worms like he's the boogeyman.
Excellent reference. I'm sure Zach Guitar is going to love that one. Right now, 21-17 is the score. And while I'm talking, Hootie 5 with another score, but that's ScrillaThrilla. He is relentless, keeping a 4-kill lead late in the game. This could be bad for the champ.
If the champ doesn't go on a run quick, his run is over, and we will be crowning a brand new champion.
Could you imagine? But just as you said that, he's pulled it within 2. It's 22-20. This game has been going on for almost 10 minutes now. These are the dire moments here.
Hootie 5 coming into this early, he was talking a big game. He was saying, you haven't got a chance. ScrillaThrilla, though, saying, I'm going to cut you so bad. You're going to wish I didn't cut you so bad.
God, did you see that?
He is closing the gap.
Hootie is saying, I will not go down easy.
Every Wolfpack eventually sees the Alpha replaced, but the Alpha makes them earn it, and that's exactly what's going on from our returning champion.
Hootie has kept it within 2 kills, and until right now, 25-24, that's as close as he's been. We have got a game.
You cannot ask for more from the first ever McFitey Throwing Knife Championships. This is entertainment. This is what happens when COVID doesn't cancel your league.
Oh my gosh, he just tracked him. He saw him coming through the crate. Look at that.
What we're seeing from the champion here, of course, that is a complete two-way game. You need to be able to throw with distance, but you also need to be able to react up close. 26 kills for ScrillaThrilla.
26 kills for Hootie5. We've got a tie game, and it is late. Hootie was the first to 10, but beyond that, I don't know if he's been in the lead in at least 10 kills, and now taking the lead once again.
The important thing, though, of course, is to see if he can hang on to that lead J-Shot, and we are running out of time.
We're back to a tie game, just like that in the corner.
How could this end? How could this...
And we are in the dying moments of the game.
They're both down. They both earn a point in the dying seconds. Did I just see what I think I saw? They're both down, J-Shot. Time has run out.
Oh my...
Unheard of. A tie.
We have a tie. 28-28.
They said, of course, there can be only one. Hootie5, ScrillaThrilla proving the lie, as they said that there can be only two. I got a knife for you. Yeah, pal? Well, I got one for you, too. Let's hug and stab each other together.
I can say, honestly, at no point in my wildest dreams did I think that we were going to see a double KO at any point in the game, let alone as a buzzer beater.
It is absolutely unthinkable. Of course, other sports leagues, J-Shot, they have things called overtime. They have playoffs. They have extra innings. We forgot to set that up, so we have ourselves a tie game.
Well, there you have it, Lord Bumbleberry. 28 kills, 28 deaths apiece for our champion and our challenger. As I mentioned before, in my wildest dreams, I never expected to see a finish quite like that.
If you'll forgive the pun, the winning margin, of course, razor thin. So thin, in fact, there was no winning margin. We've got tie championships in the first ever McFitey throwing knife championship.
Well, as a wise man once said, to be the man, you've got to beat the man. And while ScrillaThrilla didn't exactly beat the champion just yet, I feel that a performance such as that certainly warrants a rematch.
I disagree, J-Shot. I feel he came in, he said, I'm capable of the deed. He proved himself not to be capable of the deed, but also not capable of being the champion. Hootie5. He had years of experience. It should have been an easy victory, but he forgot the lessons his master taught him, and all he could do was tie. And for that I say, in the second McFitey Throwing Knife World Championships, it's going to be a triple threat because I'm coming out of retirement and I want the crown.
Well, I'm going to hope that everybody stays tuned for that one. We'll be bringing that one to you really soon, absolutely, because we need to know who is #1 Throwing Knife McFitey champion.
We will, of course, see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to take off and make sure that Zach hasn't set his barbecue on fire.